Just got back from seeing the new Child's Play, and um, going into it, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I love the original movies, but I have to say I left thoroughly impressed. I really really enjoyed it. Um, it's a new take on it, kind of modernized it. So how in the original he a serial killer basically puts his soul into the body of the good guy doll. This one starts off with the Caslin factory. Basically, they are the kind of the Google of the movie. They can control your thermostat, basically they control everything. So they at this factory, this guy kind of like daydreaming, and his boss comes, smacks him, says, finish making that doll and you're done. So he's like, you know what? Fuck this. So then he basically reprograms the doll, takes all the safety protocols, any protocols it had, it removed them. So there's no locks on it. It's full bore. So he finishes up the doll, packages it, and then you end up seeing a scene outside with a guy asking for a lighter, about to light a cigarette, and poof, guy kills himself. Which, if you know the whole history of China and Foxconn and those factories, that happens a lot because those people aren't getting paid much, and they're getting put through hard labor. So that happens. But anyways, so yeah, basically he reprograms this chip. It's a chip. So it's and that basically is the brains of it. He programmed this chip with no safety controls, and basically how Andy ends up getting it is lady gets it, and there's a new version and it's called a Buddy doll this time, Buddi. But there's a new version coming out. So lady returns it because she's like, well, it's wonky because it's like, and it's like glitching, and its eyes are red, and then she's like, that's weird. I just want to return it. So then Andy's mom just ends up basically taking it because it's gonna end up going back to the factory anyways, and probably just being crushed because the new model's coming out. So nobody's gonna really care. So she's like, well, if nobody's gonna care, then I'll just take it because my son wants it or whatever. So, and then that's basically where it happens. Where it kind of starts to lead off. And basically this thing is attached to Andy. Where in the original, he's attached to Andy because he wants to put his soul in him. I don't know why he needs to put his soul in Andy. I don't know why he couldn't put it in any other kid, but and it's kind of hard to remember. There had to have been a reason why he had to put it in Andy. I remember in the third one, I think he tried to put it in some other kid, but I just don't remember exactly why if there was an exact reason why he needed to put it into Andy or what. But he's attached to Andy. So like the cat scratches him, he ends up killing the cat. The mom's boyfriend pisses him off, so ends up getting killed. In one scene, okay, so there's a scene with Christmas lights. One thing I noticed is like, okay, yeah, it's a movie, but the fact that the Christmas lights stayed lit up while it's going through this like auger, it's like that wouldn't happen. So it's like those lights would freaking cut off right away, but that wouldn't look as cool because it's a dark scene. And if the lights go out, then it's hard to see. So they of course they had to have those lights going. So it's like that's one thing that kind of I nitpicked at, but otherwise, I loved it. It was a good modern take on it. Basically, you don't know what technology is gonna do. So it's like it kind of almost had a Terminator twist where like technology can take over and do crazy shit like that. Kind of almost like Maximum Overdrive. I guess that was more kind of an alien. I don't know. That was different, but yeah, kind of like a Terminator sort of thing where the machines are taking over and they're killing the humans. So, But yeah, he's loyal. He's pretty much loyal to Andy. He'll kill anybody, and then for some reason these kids are watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I haven't seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, so I don't know exactly which one it was. It was probably one of the later ones. Maybe the second one. It looked freaking over the top, so I'm guessing it was probably the second one, because I think that one's really crazy over the top. But like getting freaking things, their heads smashed in and gut and cut, and he's like, ugh. And basically he learns from what he sees. So he's kind of like a parrot almost, because he's like, he watches ya and he learns, and stabbing motions and watching movies where people are getting murdered. It's learning from that, what you say. So it's like, if he hadn't been doing those things, that might not have happened. Yeah, if you hadn't been watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he might not have learned how to do the things he did. So, but I really enjoyed it. If you're a fan of the Child's Play movies, I think you'll enjoy this. I kind of went in going, but I left thoroughly enjoyed. So if you were a fan of the other Child's Play movies, which this really doesn't affect those other ones, because the original creator, he still plans on making more in his series of movies. And I think there's even talk about a TV show too. So, at the very beginning, his face, that it took me a little while to kind of get over his face, but after I got over it, it was okay. But it's like when you first hear it, you're just like, ooh, oh my, oof, because it's basically it's like a robot face with kind of skin over it, so it's like, so it's like, it's just so weird what you're used to with seeing Chucky. So it's just like, it's a little bit of a shock when you first hear, like, ooh, okay, wow. But you eventually get over it, and you eventually just fall in love with it. So, I liked it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I really did like it. Like I said, if you're a fan of the other Child's Play movies, I'm pretty sure you'll leave thoroughly enjoyed, I think. Because I really liked it. Because I was going to say, I went in with, wasn't sure, but like I said, definitely left enjoying it. So, well worth checking out. 4 out of 5 stars. If you've seen it, post down in the comments what you thought of it. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you thought of Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky. I thought, and this movie had funny moments. This movie was funny. It was funny, and it had its scary moments. So yeah, it's like, in the original couple, they were more, they did have their funny bits, but they were more scary. Then they eventually kind of got more comedic. But this one had the scary elements, had the very comedic elements. There were times where I was just like, LOL, laughing out loud. Well, I guess I wasn't laughing out loud, but it was like, I was like kind of tearing up, because it's like I didn't want to laugh too loud, but it was like there was funny moments and people were laughing because it was funny. So it had its funny moments. I really liked it. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Let me know what you thought of it if you've seen it. I thought Mark Hamill as Chucky was pretty good. You can hear his kind of Joker voice, because he does a lot of voice acting. So you can kind of hear his Joker in there a little bit. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. He had his little buddy song. Kind of stick around for that at the end. It's pretty funny. So, but it wraps up like it could potentially be a standalone movie, but it could also, but I could see how they could potentially make more on it. Cause I was gonna say, I don't want to ruin it too much, but, if you've seen Jumanji and how that ended, and then they made and they're making a new one, it would be like that, I would think. Like, they would end up finding the doll, or they would find the chip from the doll, because that's basically what it was that made it go crazy. They would take that chip and then put it in potentially something else, maybe another toy, maybe not another buddy doll, but something else, kind of like maybe Small Soldier, something like that. So so it's like it could potentially wrap up on its own, be a single standalone movie, but I could see them also making more depending on how much this one makes. So I think it had like a small budget of maybe 11 million. I think so far it's made about 35. So it's like, it's hard to say. But as long as you keep the budget low, they could definitely potentially make a sequel. But if they don't, it wraps it up pretty nicely. So, thanks for watching, guys. Comment down below with what you thought of it if you saw it, or if you're gonna go see it, and like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.